All right, y'all. We are live on this beautiful Thursday afternoon. Blessings to everybody in the name of Jesus, Yeshua, the Messiah. I pray everybody is very blessed. And wow, my goodness, Bitcoin right now is totally just taking a massive dump. I don't even know what the heck is going on, guys. I don't know what's going on. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Shogun Crypto. Shout out to Trader's Life. Shout out to Aaron G. Guys, let's see if we can get 1,000 likes in this stream so we can do a $500 Bitcoin giveaway. Shout out to Surface 9 in the house. Shout out to KV Hups. What is going on, Dan England? Shout out to Jason Castro in the chat. Can someone buy likes? Please don't buy likes, guys. It's not good for the YouTube algorithm, right? It's not good for the YouTube algos. So let's take a look at this Bitcoin. Let's take a look at this Bitcoin price and see what's going on, guys. All right, let's take a look here. We are going to be going over exactly why we've gotten this move down, where we can expect a bounce, what I'm doing. First of all, guys, you know, I have a story. It's not a sad story. I can't say that it's a sad story. All right, it's definitely not a sad story, but here's the truth. This move down was absolutely a setup that we were looking for yesterday in the Casper crew. And here's the thing, guys. Unfortunately, I got a really bad entry on the trade. I got a horrible entry, which means I had to enter with a very, very small position size, right? Because it happened in the middle of the night. I got my alerts late. And so I had to enter with a smaller position size, which basically means by the time I got in the trade, we had already come down a decent amount. We had already come down about, you know, almost a whole percent. So I had to enter with a pretty small position, guys. And so, as you can see, the short that I'm currently in right now is a pretty small position with a pretty bad entry because I've added to it. I added to the position as we continue down because I want to have a little bit more of a chunkier position in case, guys, we continue to just fall down like crazy. So that's where we find ourselves right now. Let's pull up the chart. Respect the dump. Shout out to Dan England. Shout out to the Casper crew, guys. Shout out to everybody in the Casper crew, ready and prepared for the juicy level, a CDW of the high, basically taking a liquidity grab and then dumping back down. Let's talk about the key areas of support that we need to have, that we need to hold on the way down. First of all, guys, as we continue this dumperoni and queso, let's take a quick look at what is happening here on the chart. Yes, we have gotten our rejection from the box. The chickens drink water liquidity grab from the high, taking out all the liquidity, and now we are getting a move back to the downside. Unfortunately, when we take a look at market Cipher B on the 4-hour time frame, guys, we can see something that makes me shudder in my boots. Makes me shudder like I don't know. I can't think of a good analogy. But here's what we see on the 4-hour time frame, guys. The dreaded, very dreaded upside down Sam Bankman-Fried bearish man boob pattern at the top of the range with a macro CDW. Man boobs getting lower, money flow getting lower, red pepperoni nipples getting lower. Enticing our good friend Caroline to come over and not use a stop loss. Okay, just when we were celebrating the breakout of Bitcoin, something horrible happened, guys. We got the CDW. We got the upside down Sam Bankman-Fried bearish man boob pattern. And as you can see right now, we are back inside this range, all right? We are back inside the range. This morning, we were looking to try and hold support at some of these areas. All right, specifically the value area high of the range was looking to hold support, and then a few other areas, potential CDW of these lows right here. We did not hold any of those, although there was a good scalp trade to take this morning. I personally did not take it because I did not get my confirmations, but the levels are respected. We've hit it. We've been bouncing from these levels. So the next major zone of support that we're going to have, there's 2 levels here, guys. Numero uno, we have 2 golden pockets, basically. If we're going to pull these from the lows to the highs, we've got 2 golden pockets along the way down. In addition, guys, we do understand the concept of a smooth move up, smooth move down, right? Smooth move up, smooth move down. We had a very juicy move to the upside right here, okay? And so now we're back inside of this area. Now, what's very important right now is that we take a look at a time price opportunity chart, guys. We need to look at a time price opportunity chart because we do have also some single prints that act as suction cups, sucking the Bitcoin price down, okay, into a level of support down below. Now, if we take a look at this time price opportunity chart, which for some reason is not really, here we go. Time price opportunity chart, we can see that we are actually right now inside of these single prints, about to fill them, and they will be filled, guys, at the exact price of 27,662.5. 27,662.5. So let's put a line on our chart, and we'll mark it off 27,662.5, baby. This is now going to give us another interesting zone of support on the way down. Okay, now I don't know if we're going to hold support there, but what all I am saying, guys, is that really right now I'm not interested in longing anything until we at least fill these single prints. And then more specifically, because it was such a smooth move down, I would be looking probably to come down to this area right here where we have a nice support resistance flip, confluence with the 618 golden pocket, confluence with the value area low of the range, right? If we go to like the 6-hour time frame, if we go to like the 8-hour time frame, if we go to like the 4-hour time frame, the 5-hour time frame, we have a nice 5-hour order block right here, confluence with these levels. So this is kind of the zone that I am looking for potentially for a long. Now, here's something that is a little bit scary, okay? This is a little bit scary, guys. We know that on a macro time frame, all right, the Bitcoin price is in fact, and shout out to my man Guyana for the super chat. It rejected from the 2021 yearly open. That is crazy. That is crazy. Rejected from the 2021 yearly open. So what we understand about the macro here is that, yes, I mean, Bitcoin is coming up to a key area of resistance here. I mean, this is super key, right? So unfortunately, I was really hoping for a strong close, breaking this level, because right now what we're doing is we're printing regional bearish divergence, and we're even printing local bearish divergence, guys. I mean, right now, if we don't put in a higher high and close it, this daily is still diverging and the money flow getting lower. So, man, I don't really like the look of it right now. I don't really like the look of it right now. I'm not getting overly bearish here. Don't get me wrong. I still think the higher time frames have more upside, but this could give us a tad bit of a retracement here. You know, a tad bit of a retracement. But I can't be upset about it. We cannot be upset, right? The reason that we cannot be upset is because we trust our analysis. We understand that we were ready and waiting for a potential rejection from here. And look at the target that I have for the original idea, right? The original idea had our final target coming down to around, you know, the high 26s, right? 26.8, down at the low of the range. Because the reality is, although things are bearish in the moment, when we zoom out here, things are not really that bearish, right? We're just trading the sideways range. That's all. We're just trading the sideways range. We cannot get overly bearish while we are still trading the sideways range. Look at what we have done in this range. We have taken the lows and we have taken the highs, right? We put in a high. This happens all the time to Bitcoin. I've made so many videos on how I trade this on like the 1-minute time frame, the same exact pattern that always happens on super low time frames. But Bitcoin has put in a high, Bitcoin has put in a low, Bitcoin has done a liquidity grab of the lows, which has allowed us to get the move to the upside. And of course, this was the trade setup that we took on Monday in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. And I'm actually still holding the trade, guys. I am actually still holding that long trade. As you can see, maybe idiotically of me, but I am still holding that long trade, right? It's still up 300% in profits after this dump. We were ready and waiting for this level in the Casper Crew VIP Discord from this low right here, as well as we were ready and waiting for this exact level in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. And so I'm still holding that long, but you know what Bitcoin loves to do is it loves to take the lows, and then it loves to take the highs and wreck everybody, and then just continue in the sideways range. We're not going to break down. We're not going to break out. We're just going to range, right? This is what the corn loves to do. And as we are coming down to some key areas of support here, we have not yet filled the single print, but the next major zone of support, I shouldn't say next major zone of support, but the next level I have on my chart is going to be this this area right here, this white line at about 27,662.5, right? We've got ourselves a nice little box of support coming in right here, right? This is going to be support number 1, and then in my opinion, support number 2 is going to be coming in right around this second box. Second box is a much juicier area of support. Okay, now if we come down to box number 2, I might add to my long trade, because if we get any kind of bullish confirmations there, it might be a good place to add. Now, let's take a look objectively at what we see on Market Cipher here. Right, let's take a look objectively at what Market Cipher is showing us, because again, we did get some pretty dang bearish divergences at the top, right? And I do have to say, like, this morning when I looked at the chart, I was not very stoked on any potential trades, because the only short I was really looking to take is if we come up higher, and on the way down, because of this 4 hour, it really could drop us hard, right? So this morning I did say in the Casper Crew, I was after this trade played out, I basically said, you know, I'm interested in these scalp longs, but because of the 4 hour divergence, it could really tank us, right? It could really tank us. So we actually did get the first bounce here from the local range. We got a little bounce here. We did not get any kind of bounce here at all. And now, unfortunately, I mean, I say unfortunately because I am kind of like a perma bull when it comes to Bitcoin, right? But I do think we're going to come down and see some lower prices here. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Let's see if we can't get 1,000 likes up in here. If we can, man, I would be a very happy man, and we'll even do a giveaway if we can get 1,000 likes. We'll do a giveaway. Shout out to Aaron G. This entire year is going to be a sideways range that could make a few and break many. Yeah, probably. That's typically what happens, guys, as we approach the key time frame that we are in right now. The key time frame for Bitcoin. Actually, yeah, let's check this out. Bitcoin right now is coming to some pretty interesting areas of support and resistance, right? We've got right here on the chart, actually, let's see. This right here, guys, is the 2-day 200 moving average. The 2-day 200 moving average. And what's so significant about this, guys, is although we very well may have a sideways kind of a year, the fact that the Bitcoin price is about to close a monthly candle above this 200 2-day moving average is a very bullish thing when it comes to timing the bottom of this cycle. And the reason why is because look at what has happened in previous cycles. This is Bitcoin in all history, right? We can go all the way back to 2011 and see that whenever we actually cross above this line here, right, it begins a massive bull run, right? It begins a massive bull run. Now, keep in mind that when we confirm a monthly candle above this level, sometimes, once it happens, we never come back to test the level. The only in the past 3 market cycles, the only time we've come back to test the level is last time because of the March 2020 Dumperonian squeeze, right? where we had a black swan just pop out of nowhere. But here we are again, about to confirm a monthly candle above this level. And right now, this level is coming in approximately at $25,000. It's very, very similar to the 200-week moving average. Very, very similar. Two major moving averages that Bitcoin is currently crossing above, getting a bounce from the fib level. That historically also is the bottom, guys. So, people call me crazy. But let's see what happens here, guys. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to go ahead and turn off this this moving average here. And let's see what happens. Finding some local support basically at this old value area low here. When we take a look at the 1 hour time frame, we are not seeing any bullish divergences. On the contrary, we are seeing money flow coming down and an anchor wave about to print. When we come to the 4 hour time frame, we are seeing a bearish divergence that still looks like it needs to play out more. When we come to the 24-minute time frame, we are not seeing any bullish divergences. But what we are seeing, guys, is the potential beginning of an anchor wave forming right here. And so, to me, this is a good sign. What I would really like to see is something similar to what we saw over here, right? We had a really nice long confirmation over here. We had a clear CDW entry, but then when we put in this higher low, we had a very clear bullish CVD divergence. So right now, what am I looking for? I'm looking for either bullish divergences to start to form on this chart. Preferably, I would like to do something like this and put in a lower low and see our 24-minute time frame giving us that juicy, uneven butt cheek pattern where we have that very big butt cheek on the left, followed by that very skinny butt cheek on the right, because that's where the tip money is. Our waitress at the diner keeps all her tip money in the right-hand cheek, okay? That's one of the things I really want to see here. Or, potentially, if we don't get something like that, we see something like this, where we get a move up from here, and then we get a retest, a higher low at some point, and this higher low is giving us also a trigger wave, money flow continuing to get higher, and preferably some bullish absorption happening as well. Okay, some bullish absorption happening as well. Very, very interesting that we are now trading below this old range. So let's pull out some volume here and take a look at some very local key levels. To the downside, these two green boxes are going to be very key. To the upside right now, if Bitcoin can reclaim the price of 28,150, that would open up the door for more upside. So let's say we get a crazy bounce right here. The retest of 28,150 for me would be a place to look for a long, because that means we are reclaiming the old value area. And if we get a move to the downside, I will be looking for a long around the 27,500 area, because it is the golden pocket, the value area low of the range, and a clear support resistance flip from the juicy breakout that we had back here on Tuesday. You know, pretty crazy, pretty cool how Bitcoin just ranges. We've got ranges within ranges. And if you just buy low and sell high and plan your trades along the highs and lows of the range, that's where most of the money is going to be made, guys. That's where most of the money is going to be made. So we will have to see what happens as we continue on here. Shout out to everybody in the chat. You guys are the best. May God bless you all. I really appreciate all of you so much for being here, guys. Shout out to anybody who was awake enough to take this trade. I can't believe, I mean, yeah, like I said, for me, it was a very, very, I was asleep for it, man. I was asleep for it, so I got a bad entry. Had to add to the entry at a lower price, and I even have an even worse entry. So, you know, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. We just take what we can get. And here's the thing. When you have a bad entry, this is what I was talking about yesterday, guys. But when you have a bad entry, it means you have to use a much smaller position size, right? Because I needed to have over a 1% stop loss by the time I got into this trade. I did not get into the trade until I think around like 28, originally like 28,940, which was not the best entry. It was lower than that. It was probably like 28,840. It was 28,840. And then I added to it once we started to get a crazy dump. I FOMO'd into a little bit more of a short position here, so I could have a juicier move on the way down, right? So let's see what happens right now. If we are going to retrace from where we're at this exact moment, right? If we're going to retrace from where or came down to at this exact moment, you could see that my current entry is pretty much the exact Fibonacci golden pocket, right? So I'm hoping that we come down a little bit more here. I'm hoping that we come down to the golden pocket from the low to the high here, so that I might even, if we're gonna come down lower here, right? I would like to do something like this. Let's say we come down to the golden pocket, and then potentially what I could do is I could take some more profit here, potentially compound, and then take it down to the low. This is one potential idea that I have. But I'm still, as you can see, in the long from here because I have no reason not to be long from here. This might just be a retrace. We have put in a higher high now. We have officially put in a higher high. And so there's no reason for me to close this trade unless we start to lose the 786, in which case I might as well close the long, right? It's called being in a schlong, guys. It's called being in a schlong because you could be long and happy all you want, okay? You could be long and happy, Bitcoin's pumping, you think everything's going great, and then all of a sudden, before you know it, and so, you know, you gotta make sure that you're hedging yourself. Let's check a look at the local CVD that's forming here. Are we in fact printing some local CVD divergences that could give us a pretty powerful move to the upside? We do have some single prints just below us here. Let's take a look at the trend reversal chart. Are we printing CVD divergences here? I don't see CVD divergences right here. I don't. Let's zoom out. Let's go to the 15-minute time frame. Would you look at this? 90 million volume on this big drop to the downside, and now we've got 15, 22, 4.1 volume. We had some buyers come in, not too many. We had a lot more sellers than buyers down here. I don't see any CVD divergences. The only CVD divergence that I actually do see is when we came back up to test the VWAP earlier this morning around 7:30, 8:30 a.m. You could see that the CVD was getting higher on an increase of open interest, showing us that there were some whales fishing around for a move to the downside, and boy did they get that move to the downside. So if anybody doesn't quite understand what this is, we're talking about CVD divergences. We're talking about this right here, okay? So the CVD is this green line, the open interest are these blue candles down here. The CVD is telling us who's opening more positions, longs or shorts. If CVD is getting higher, that means more people are longing than shorting. If CVD is getting lower, that means more people are shorting than longing. Open interest is telling us are people opening trades or closing trades. So if we see a lot of trades are opening because our open interest is getting higher, and we see that a lot of longs are opening, and we can tell because the CVD indicator is telling us that the majority of these trades are longs, and yet the price is making lower highs. This is actually telling us that there's some market maker manipulation. All right, the market maker is just here to stop you out, right? The whales, the crypto whales, the market manipulators, F2 pool, the miners, everybody, the big bad government whales that are out there just to wreck your trade only. That's all they care about is your trade, right? They are absorbing the retail traders, FOMOing long here, looking to push the price to the downside. That is exactly what has happened. And now what we're looking is, do we see the opposite of that? Do we see retail traders shorting and whales absorbing the shorts to push the price back up? Right now, I'm not seeing that, right? I'm not seeing that. But what I am seeing is, if we go back to exo charts here, we had a pretty big decrease of open interest, and now we're starting to see traders open back up their positions again. And we do see that the majority of these trades that have opened up here are shorts, right? We have shorts opening up at these lows, and right now, although we have a lot of shorts opening, price is getting higher. What that means is this, guys. If we reclaim this important level, I would say if we reclaim 27,900, we will have a lot of trapped shorts down below here, right? We've got a lot of shorts opening up. We'll have a few million shorts trapped below this level. Nothing too crazy, but yeah, a few million shorts trapped below this level, which could give us a move back to the upside, okay? But I wouldn't call this a CVD divergence because price has not made a higher low here, right? Price has actually made a lower low, right? Price has made a lower low with shorts opening up, which tells me the shorts are in control, right? The shorts are in control. So I wouldn't necessarily, personally, I'm not interested in adding to a long here. I'm not interested in opening a new long here. I would like to wait until potentially become a little bit lower, or if we just pump from here, I will miss the opportunity because I don't have any confirmations to take the trade, right? We don't want to take a trade without confirmations. That's a one-way ticket to Rec City. We only want to take those high probability setups at a key level with our confirmations, which is one of the reasons why I took this trade last night, even though I got a bad entry, because I was ready and waiting for it, and there were so many dang confirmations, I just couldn't even contain my excitement. Shout out to everybody in the chat, guys. Let's see if we can't get 1,000 likes on this video. We got about 1,200 people in here, only 400 likes. Why are people opening a short right now, asks David. Well, I think it's this thing that exists called FOMO, man. You know? Called FOMO. You know, people do strange things economically. You know, when it comes to money, people do very, very strange things.
Simply flooded the system with money.
Yes, we did. That's another way to think about it.
You know what I'm saying? People do crazy stuff, man. It is what it is. Shout out to Dave Digital in the chat. Are you going to short it anyways? Shout out to Dave Digital. Yeah, guys, if you want to trade on ByBit with 0% limit fees, all right, check out the link in the description. But please, only if you know how to trade, guys. Only if you know how to trade should you sign up on ByBit. And also, guys, we have a new website, JasonCasperTrading.com, looking nice and fresh. If you're interested in learning how to trade, check out the courses. You want to book a one-on-one session with a pro trader, you can do so right here. You want to check out the trading bot, you could do so right here. The trading bot, guys, is free for a month if you sign up on ByBit and deposit $100. Yeah, also, if you want to join the Casper Crew VIP Discord, you can go to patreon.com/JasonCasper as well to join the community. All right, so we are starting to get a little bit of a move to the upside here. This is support. We very well may get a move to the upside, but I would prefer a little bit lower before I personally hop into a long trade. In the meantime, I'm going to be holding the longs that I already got open, which I do have a few long trades currently open, guys. I've got 3 longs open right now. This is not my only long that I'm in. I'm in a short and a long here, as you can see. Shout out to everybody else in the chat right now. Shout out to Dylan Lambert. Could you possibly go over vector candle recoveries on the 1 hour? Could you go over vector candles? I don't really trade with vector candles. You're gonna have to go to Tino for that, man. And I could do my best Tino impression here. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, we're here to bring the fire today. What's the market maker gonna do? Market maker's building his shorts. Meanwhile, the retail trader's FOMO and long. So is this low? Asks Jake Koff. I mean, here's the thing. Low and high, how do we determine what is low and high, right? We determine low and high by the ranges, right? So this, for me, right here, would have been low, right? This would have been low to short low. I mean, I would have considered this shorting the bottom of this mini range right here. Ideally, what you want to do is you want to be looking at the macro range. Okay, this is where our big trades, like our trades that we hold for multiple days, are going to be taken from, which is why I'm long from here. And originally short from around here, but I added to it, so now I have a crappier entry. But in general, I'm short from the top of the range and long from the low of the range, right? But then we can look for ranges within ranges. So we had this range within range. We have now this range within a range, which is why my next potential place I want to look to a long is this level right here, because this is a retest of the high of this old range, right? So I like to look at everything in context, and so in context right now, this to me is no man's land, right? There's some support here. I'm not gonna say we can't bounce from this level. We're clearly getting a bounce. It's actually, if we draw a horizontal line here, the level that we're bouncing from is actually the low of this old range, right? We traded this little range right here, right? So now we're back in this old range. We're bouncing from the bottom of this old range. That could be a bottom, right? But I would prefer to come down a little bit lower because there's more confluence down here. At the golden pocket from the low to the high, this support resistance flip, we have a 5-hour order block. We have a high volume node here as well. So high and low is relative, right? It's like the movement of the earth, right? The earth looks like it's not moving, right? An experiment called Ares failure proved that the earth doesn't move, right? But how is that possible? We all know the earth moves. Well, it's all relative, guys. And Einstein figured that out, right? From one person, it looks like we're not moving. Another person, it looks like we are moving. You know, it's the same with highs and lows, man. It's all relative, you know? Should I lower the background music, guys? I mean, I'm really digging this music. You guys, how you guys feeling this music right now? You guys digging it? Make sure to like the video if you're digging this background music. Shout out to Lauren in the chat. She's laughing. Shout out to Far Cry. Bull div on the 5. Let's check out the 5. Let's check out the 5, guys. Oh, I did the Tino impersonation. Yes, I know you've been waiting for that. All right, people are digging the music. Turn it up, right? That's how I'm feeling too. Let's get hype up in here. All right, let's check out the 5-minute time frame on good old market Cipher B. We do have a 5-minute bullish divergence here. Yes, indeed we do, guys. Yes, we do. This could take us up a little bit from here, as you can see on the 5-minute time frame. And how about the 6? Let's check out the 6. Not on the 6. See, for me, I prefer the 6 to the 5. We've definitely got, and on the 3-minute, nothing really. I prefer the 6 to the 5. For me, I would like a 6-minute div. People say, why the 6-minute and not the 5? Look, guys, I've backtested these time frames for a long time. The 6-minute absolutely gives much better signals. And by the way, nobody's hotter, nobody is sexier than Big Butts 28. Shout out to Big Butts 28. I don't know if Big Butts 28 is in this chat or not. I don't know. All right, let's come back to the order flow now. What's happening here? So we've got open interest on a slight increase. You know, we've just had a big move to the downside here. A big decrease of open interest. Open interest ticking back up here. A lot of shorts opening at these lows. We do have a number of shorts, guys, as you can see from these candles. They're actually currently under the water, right? We've got a lot of selling imbalances coming in right here, right? We've got selling imbalances right here, about 2-3 million shorts opening up at the exact low. We got about another 3 million shorts opening up down here, 4 or 5 million shorts. Yeah, so we've got about 7 million shorts that are currently under the water right now, trapped shorts under the water. And I would like to say, guys, we had a whole bunch of longs, actually, a whole bunch of trapped longs that caused a big movement to the downside. Look at what happened up here. If we come back to about 12:25 p.m., this was about 2 hours ago, we had 5 million longs open up right here in this candle, and they stayed open, guys, until the big drop. I mean, literally, we had trapped longs here that stayed open until the big drop. So now we've got some shorts opening up down here, about, you know, pretty much just as many, right? About 5 million, give or take. Let's check out the 15-minute again. Yeah, we've got about down here on this increase of open interest, yeah, about 5 million shorts. Actually, about 7 million shorts that have opened up at this low that are currently under the water. So it's kind of like the reverse of what has happened right up here, right? Where we had all these longs kind of opening up in this zone before the big drop to the downside. So let's kind of watch and see what happens. We could squeeze these shorts, guys, and honestly, I hope they get punished, because I'm bullish and I'm in more longs than I am shorts. But now we're starting to get a move to the upside. We know we have a 5-minute divergence on market Cipher B. Uneven butt cheeks, kind of, you know. They're awkwardly shaped cheeks, but we could kind of see that we've got this pattern going on. We have 4 BitBoy green dots. And so, look, if this is going to be a strong move to the upside, and this is a real bottom, I'll tell you guys what I would look to do. First, let's take out this high right here. Let's take out this high at 27,939. Let's take the high. All right, and then let's get a retracement. And once we take that high, let's see if we can't get a retracement back down to our Fibonacci golden pocket 786 zone, in which case we would look to long right here. Right about here is where I would look to long if we take that high real quick. Right, but we do know now we've got trap shorts. So let's see what happens here, guys. This is some interesting times. We would want to take out that high, get a local change of structure, right? Then put in a higher low here. I would like to take this and then come down and get a nice bounce like that. And that would give us a nice shaped bottom, right? A nice rounded bottom, right? A nice juicy rounded bottom. But of course, guys, we understand that there's juicier levels below us. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Man, this music kind of gets me hype. Yeah. Uh-oh, I hope I'm not about to start spitting bars. Shout out to Cyrus Crypto who took the long. Nice, man. Nice, nice. Is the dump over, Looney? Well, here's the thing, man. It really depends. We can't know, bro. We can't know. Here's the thing. There's only one way we could know for certain if the dump is over, and that's if we get some kind of, in my opinion, if we get some kind of retest with a confirmation of a bullish sign, right? So for me, this is not enough confirmation for me to long here. This is just me. You know, other people have taken long, and good for them, right? Good for them. I'm happy for them because they're in profit. But for me, what I would want to see is some kind of a retest now with some kind of bullish sign. So I want to see money flow starting to come back up here. Trigger waves on market Cipher B5 minute. I would love to see on coinalyze.net some whales absorbing, you know. Like I would love to see shorts being absorbed as we get a move back down to the low there. But yeah, clearly right now we've got longs opening, right? We've got longs opening up. As can be seen by open interest increasing, CBD coming up. We got a lot of longs actually coming in. So buyers are coming in after that move, which is bullish, guys. Like that is a bullish thing. After a big drop like that, when a lot of people are stepping up to buy, yeah, that could be bullish. But for me, this is not enough confirmation to take a long, right? Just not enough confirmation to take a long. I want to take out this level, confirmation of a higher high locally, and then I would look to get in on a retest, preferably right around this area here where we have this like clear kind of horizontal level of support, right? And that for me, I would actually enter a freshie right here. Freshie. $150,000 straight into the market right there, man. Capital up for risk. Let's see if we can't get it live on the stream, you know? See if we can't get it live on the stream, guys, if you know what I'm saying. Let's see if we can't get 1,000 likes in here. Money flow crossing the 1 minute. Yeah, we've got some bullish signs. We do have some bullish signs on these lower term time frames here. Wow, look at that money flow on the 1 minute. Yeah, 1 minute bull div. 1 minute definitely uneven cheeks. Let's see if we can't get this kind of retest here, guys. That would be preferable for me. Now, why are we bouncing from here? Like, you know, for me, I was not interested in longing this level. I was interested in longing a little bit lower because I'm holding longs already, and there's no need to take a long trade unless I'm given the perfect setup, right? So I'm still holding the long from the low of this range, but let's just understand why we're bouncing from here, right? The reason we're bouncing from here, guys, is because we have come down to two areas of support, all right? Two areas of support. And it's basically, we're retesting the value area low of this old range that we were trading back here, okay, between Sunday, March 26th and Monday, March 27th. So the value area low of this old range right here is now providing us support. All right, it's now providing us some support. Now, have we taken the high yet? Have we taken the high? Let's go back to our lower time frames and kind of walk through what we're looking for here. We're looking to take the high. We've taken the high. CDW the high. Would you look at that, guys? CDW, chickens drink water. We got a little liquidity grab of that high right there, just slightly taking it out, double top kind of deal. Let's see if we can't do a little something like this, right? I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if we start to do something like this, right, whoop, then to me on that retest, I would be looking for my long entry, right? I'd be looking for my long entry, and I would like to see some kind of bullish absorption. But let's see how this is going here, guys. Now, you guys know that because this is actually this long right here, I'm not looking to add to it unless we come lower, guys. Unless we come down to at least this Fibonacci golden pocket, then I will add to this long trade. But until then, I'm not adding to it because I don't want to ruin my perfect entry. Right now, I'm long from 26,613, which is right about here. right? So I'm long from literally the bottom. I don't want to ruin the position. I don't want to ruin it, right? The entry, because, you know, I've already taken out, you know, I've only got 1.8 Bitcoin on the trade, right? So if I'm going to add to this thing, I want everything handed to me on a silver platter, right? I want the most obvious. I want to hear voices in my head, you know, talking to me with my MK Ultra mind control handlers, talking to me through my cavity fillings, telling me, Jason, Casper, now's the time to long. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to hear. Shout out to J-Boy Bullish in the chat, man. What is going on, my bro? What is going on, my bro? Have I ever eaten toothpaste? Oh, yeah. Has anyone not eaten toothpaste in the chat? Has anybody ever not eaten toothpaste? All right, let me know. Okay, so we're getting a retracement here, guys. Right? We're coming up to the green line, getting a little retracement here. This is exactly what we were kind of hoping to see. This is why, right? If you don't long the bottom, don't FOMO at the top, right? Don't FOMO at the top, right? I used to play that game when I first started getting into trading. I was waiting for a lower level. We bounced early. Not gonna long, not gonna long, not gonna long. Maybe we're coming back down. Not gonna long, not gonna long. All right, I'm longing. Then we come down, right? Don't play that game, guys. It's better to miss a trade than to long the top, right? You don't want to long the top because you could end up like my good friend who also did long the top. Now we're starting to get a move back to the upside here. Let's check out our order flow and let's see what's going on, okay? Shout out to Jason Castro homestead video. Yeah, I got to do some homestead videos, guys. You know, I'm out there working hard, expanding the gardens, man. It's a lot of work. We got some rocky soil right now. I'm out there with a rototiller, picking out the rocks by hand, man. Taking compost from the chicken coop and mix it in the soil with a good old-fashioned hoe and a shovel. You know, I'm out there working hard, guys. You know, I'm trying to provide food for my family for the year. So, order flow. What is going on? Let's go to the 5-minute time frame here and check this out, man. Let's check this out. Okay. What is happening here? Okay, so we had a lot of longs opening up along this way up here. We put in now a higher high with longs opening up. Nothing about this is looking bearish, actually. Volume is kind of low here, to be honest with you. We had 13 million volume at the exact bottom. And now on the way up, we've got like 2 million on average per candle. So let's see what happens. I would love to see, as we come back down to this area that we're looking to retest, this purple box, what I want to see is I want to see a whole bunch of shorts opening up. I want people getting bearish, opening shorts up. Let's see if we can't absorb some shorts as we come down into this box. If we can, that to me is a long, a good old-fashioned long entry, man. That's what that is for me, a good old-fashioned long. A good old-fashioned long. Right? Because we want to see the shorts being absorbed by bigger players. We want to trade with the big money. We don't want to trade with the retail people. Right? We don't want to long with retail longing up here. Nah. We want to long with the whales if we get the opportunity, you know? Shout out to my man, Jason Castro, for the super chat. I know I already shouted out your comment, but I didn't see that you gave a super chat, man. I didn't see that you gave me a super chat. Shout out to Surface 9. What's going on, Surface 9? No one's better at longing the top than Wood. I don't know who that is, man, but hey. If you're good at longing the top, then by all means. Shout out to Miss Teen Crypto. Shout out to Miss Teen Crypto. Killing it on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, and all those social media networks. All right, this time we will retest at least 25.3. Well, let's talk about that BF Alex Andrew 47. BF Alex Andrew 47, shout out to you, BF Alex Andrew 47. Because I agree, that is a key level, right? We're here on the 1 minute time frame, degen scalping, as is usual in the Casper crew, okay? We're degen scalpers, but let's take a look at some higher term time frames, right? We're going to remove this scalping range here. We're going to call it the scalp range. And let's set some alerts in case we enter a $150,000 long position right here live on stream. We're going to be setting some alerts here, okay, so we can enter a degen scalp. But Let's go to a higher term time frame, okay? Because my good friend Alex Andrew 47 brings up a very important point, which is this. All right, we have right now, after this last move that we got to the upside, the most important and prescient area of support that you could possibly imagine, around 25.3. Why? Why so important? Because of this, guys. If we go back to May 2022 and we go ahead and put a green line on the chart, 25.222. All right, look at that. Also, if we take a Fibonacci golden pocket retracement from the level that we put in, this low right here, the last swing low, and we drag it up to our swing high, look at this. Wow. The golden pocket and the 786 are coming in right around that low $25 area. In addition to that, if we take the 200-week moving average, right? Let's just go ahead and pop it on. Our 200-week moving average here. 1 week moving average. Look at that. Wow. The 200-week also right in this area. Not only that, guys. Not only that. You'd think that would be it, right? Is that not enough confluence for a level? Take all the volume that's traded, okay, from May 2022. The value area high of the range. This, to me, is the mother, okay, of all supports. If lost, this is the doorway to more downside, all right? And the music itself is bearing witness to how important this is. This is the mother of all downsides at the door if we come back down below this level right here. Because we will now be back inside the macro range, okay? We will be back down inside the macro range, which, you know, seriously, guys, that could be bad, right? That could be bad. Let me tell you why this would be bad. Yeah. The reason why this could be so bad, guys, is because look at what happens when we lose the value area high of the macro range. I mean, of the local range, right? We saw a microcosm of what's possible if we lose 25.3 just today. We saw a microcosm of what's possible. Look at this, okay? We lost the value area high of the range, right? This is a microcosm of what would happen if we lose 25K. We will fall back down into the value area, and there's a high probability that we make our way down toward the low of the value area. Now, sounds all good and dandy, okay? It sounds like a piece of cheesecake in a park at a picnic with your gym crush, okay? Now, but it's not that dandy, guys. It's not just a walk in the park down to the low of the range, okay? This is a free fall down to about 17,000 potentially. I'm not saying this is going to happen. Potentially, there's tons of other supports before we get there, but like we have to be aware that, I mean, wow. I mean, this is crazy. There's a good chance we could retest 20K. There's a good chance that we retest 20K, guys. So make sure to like the stream, guys. We got about 1,500 people in here, only 600 likes. If we can get 1,500 likes right here, I will rip my shirt open and flex my chest pectorals and give away $500 of Bitcoin. All right, as I'm clicking the send button on my cold storage wallet to send you Bitcoin, I'll be flexing the chest pectorals. Gold. Okay. Shout out to Art Catavia, who says, "Bim bam boom, big girl short." Bim bam boom, big girl short. That is legit. That is legit. Yes, and like I am macro. Shout out to Memory Man, by the way. Memory Man, God bless you, bro. Memory Man, we were just talking about how everything's relative. High and low is relative, just like the motion of the Earth is relative. As the Earth is rotating, you know, we were talking about Aries' failure, how they proved that the Earth doesn't move, and we couldn't prove that it moved until Einstein's theory of relativity came along. It's all relative. I know you're into that kind of scientific stuff as well, Memory Man. Shout out to Crypto Gideon, who says, "Thank you for what you do, bro. Love what I'm learning." Man, shout out to you. God bless you. God bless you. Man, guys, is this music not like getting you hyped? This is getting me hyped right now. All right, okay. All right. Did I ever end up getting the minivan that my wife wanted me to? Heck no, did I get that minivan? Of course I didn't get the minivan. Come on. What do you think I am? Some kind of beta male? Heck no. Scientifically proven, men in your 30s, if you get a minivan, doesn't matter how much you work out, how clean your diet is, as soon as you make that first payment, boom, the beer gut, zoop, the hairline, whoop, totally gone, straight dad bod. And even if your kids don't play soccer, you're going to wake up the next morning at a soccer field in your minivan. Straight up soccer dad bod. Don't get the minivan, guys. Get the Jeep Grand Cherokee L, all right? It's kind of like a minivan, but it says Jeep on it, so you can still feel pretty masculine about it. You know what I'm saying? Now, no offense to any minivan owners. Let's check out how our Bitcoin is doing locally here. Because remember, our plan locally is we're looking for a long entry, guys. We're looking to degen long $100,000 into the market right here, okay, if we make our way down to this green box, okay, because we've taken out the high, we've come to resistance, we've gotten the rejection. What are we looking for? We are looking for some kind of bullish absorption happening as we come down to our green box. So let's go ahead, pull out the fib one more time from the low to the high. We're going to pull the fib from the low to the high. We're going to mark out a little box right about here. This is what we're looking at right here. Yeah, we want this box down here. That's what I want. Yeah, and look, we might not get confirmations there, which means we just don't take a trade, right? I'm fine with no trade here, but I'm itching. I'm itching for a trade. Oh, see, look at this. More scientific evidence. Bildo says, my buddy that had a minivan in high school ended up a dad at 17. There you go. DXY, big bull div on the 1 hour. Huge. It's huge, guys. It's absolutely huge. What am I doing right now? Oh, my goodness. My Illuminati handlers are sending me messages again. Shout out to Johnny Crypto. Johnny Crypto. Is this Johnny Crypto, the guy who has a YouTube channel? Is this you, bro? If it is, shout out to you. All right. A pickup truck. That's what's up, man. Yeah, I got myself a Dodge Ram 1500. That's what I got, man. You know? That's what I got. What animals do I have on the farm? Right now, just chickens. I'm trying to get goats, guys. That's one of my goals for 2023. Let's see if it happens. All right, let's check out the dollar. Let's check out the dollar, guys. Check out this dollar. We got a bull div on the dollar. Guys, bull div on the dollar is bearish for Bitcoin. All right. And the reason why bull div on the dollar is bearish for Bitcoin is because inverse correlation. Inverse correlation. Now, personally, I'm bearish on the dollar, okay? And this is a bias that I have because I believe that the Federal Reserve is forced to start printing money again, right? In fact, I think they already are, right? They're not necessarily doing it in the same way that they did it before, right? I mean, I don't know. Does the Fed even print? What do they do? Just flood the market with money? Do they just flood the market with money? Do they print money? I don't know.
Simply flooded the system with money.
Yes, we did. That's another way to think about it. We did.
Where does it come from? Do you just print it?
We print it digitally.
Yeah, so that's interesting. But let's check out what's happening here with the dollar. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, as we can see, the dollar is currently backtesting very crucial support. And you know what? In order to see this better, we need to come to my actual dollar chart here. Okay? The dollar is losing a key support, which in my opinion could take us down to approximately the level that the dollar was at back before the old Trumpinator was in the White House. Okay, look at this. The dollar, massive support being lost right now. Let's go to the monthly time frame. Dollar and Bitcoin are inversely correlated here. Now, I want you to notice something. All right, this was the top of the Bitcoin bull run. This was right after FTX went down. Notice something else. This was right at the beginning of March 2020, right before Bitcoin started on its massive bull run. Notice how inversely correlated the dollar and the Bitcoin are, okay? Where was this right here? This was the winter of 2018, right? This was basically the top of Bitcoin's bull market in the last cycle, right? December 2017, January 2018, Bitcoin's all-time high. The dollar bottomed out. Bitcoin bottomed out. The dollar tops out. Bitcoin tops out. The dollar bottoms out. I, based on all intents and purposes, guys, am a firm believer that the Bitcoin has, in fact, bottomed out. Let's look at the chart, man. I mean, does the chart lie here? I don't know. Let's check it out. Does our chart lie? I don't know. The chart looks like Bitcoin's bottomed out, guys. We're at the 786,886 fib. Green dot on market Cipher B. Going hard right now. About to break out. The dollar losing key support. Man, we might see, and I'm talking in the next 2 years, right? Because look at how long it takes for us to go from range high to range low, right? It takes a few years here. So I'm talking like a few years, we might see the dollar coming back down to 88 cents. Now, here's something, okay? I'm going to wax a little fundamental while we wait for Bitcoin to hit our target, right? I'm going to wax fundamental. The dollar, in my opinion, guys, is very weak. I think it's on its last legs. The only thing that's propping the dollar up is the fact that it's the petrodollar, right? Because in 1971, Nixon took us fully off the gold standard, made a deal with Saudi Arabia and said, look, Saudi Arabia, let's have this little thing called OPEC here. We'll defend you, Saudi Arabia, from the big bad Iran. And in exchange for that defense, all right, you only trade oil using the US dollar. And because that's been the case for the past 40 years or so, I can't do math, so I don't know how long it's been. The dollar has been able to be the world reserve currency, which means the United States can just print dollars uncontrollably and the world will still use them. All right, it's crazy, right? It's crazy. It's not backed by anything. But now we're starting to see, first of all, China allegedly has caused Iran and Saudi Arabia to make peace. And we're seeing a lot of countries right now unite with the BRICS nations to start using other currencies to trade oil that are not the US dollar. And we know the BRICS nations are also creating their own reserve currency that's backed by actual tangible assets. So the dollar is losing its shine. And in the meantime, you got the Federal Reserve right now. They're burning the candlestick at both ends. They are hiking rates, which is causing a banking collapse. All right, we're seeing it happen in Europe. We're seeing it happen in the United States. Even in Japan, it's happening, right? But the Fed also now is starting to put liquidity back into the market, which is the dollar is either going to collapse or hyperinflate soon, right? It's inevitable to me. And so when I'm looking at this chart, this dollar chart over here, right, I am leaning bearish on it. I am leaning bearish, okay? I think the dollar's had its day. This is the monthly time frame, guys, okay? We go to the weekly. What do we see? Look at this, guys. Money flow getting lower. The way I'm projecting this to happen is that we come down even lower like this, right? That's kind of what I'm projecting to happen. I'm seeing money flow going to cross to the downside again. I'm seeing something similar to what happened over here, right? What happened over around this area. That's kind of what I'm seeing happen again. Okay, this is fundamental, not necessarily too technical. Shout out to everybody for the super chats. So, what is happening right now with Bitcoin? All right, okay, so this is, we've got some, I don't know. This is a no action move here, guys. I can't put 150K on a trade right now. I don't have any kind of entry signal right here. No entry signal right here. Doesn't mean we're not going to pump. It means I have no entry. All right, shout out to everybody for the super chats. We got 1 million super chats in here. Yeah, so Lauren brings up a good point. The dollar and Bitcoin are not exactly inversely correlated anymore. That's true. They've been going against each other. But I still hold to the macro trend being inversely correlated. I still hold to that. So I do believe a weak dollar is bullish for Bitcoin because historically that has been the case for a long time. When we're looking at the lower time frames now, that is not the case. And we've also seen kind of a decoupling with the SPX as well, where it used to be the macro trend of SPX and Bitcoin lined up perfectly. No longer the macro trend lined up perfectly, but the local trend lines up perfectly. And it's actually the dollar, the local trend does not line up perfectly, but I still think the macro trend does. And we've got, that's just my opinion, of course. Look, okay, so we got some super chats up in here. Shout out to Whole Digital, who says, what are your thoughts on DOT? And where could it realistically go in 2025? Look, I don't know much about DOT. My brother's into DOT. He's bullish on it in the long term. So, you know, I think it has potential for the next bull run. But I can't really give any kind of real educated opinion on it because I haven't done the research. Advice for a YouTube channel. The 382 fib is at 25.3. Is it at 25.3? Okay, cool. Well, yeah, then that's a good level. 25.3. That's a real good level, I would say. That's a real good level. That's right around that 200-week moving average as well. Don't forget about the BRICS. Yeah, I was just talking about the BRICS, Desert Dude. I was just talking about the BRICS. It seems like more countries are teaming up with the BRICS than with the West, and I don't blame them at all. I mean, you know, it seems like the BRICS kind of like are doing the thing that makes the most sense. You know, not that I support any nation politically or anything. I don't necessarily support any government at all. I think all governments are corrupt, right? I mean, that is what it is. Humanity is corrupt. But objectively speaking, the BRICS nations, in my opinion, are doing the right thing, right? And the West is doing the wrong thing with all this fiat currency, playing these stupid games. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's check out the 5-minute CBD that everyone's talking about here. All right, we do have bullish CBD on a decrease of open interest. So we have shorts opening up, longs closing out as price is making a higher low. Yeah, so this could actually give us a move to the upside right here because we've got some shorts opening up and price is getting higher, right? So we could be seeing some local absorption here. For me, I'm not going to long this, guys, you know, because the only logical place to put a stop loss here would be below these lows if we were going to try and take a scalp like this. And for me, I'm just not trying to add into any new positions right here or add to my existing positions right here. All right, I would prefer to wait for a better entry, you know. But yeah, we might get a squeeze up. Squeeze up. Did I hear about Dero? Oh, heck yeah, man. I'm all about Dero, man. I'm all about Dero. Give me some Dero. The new narrative with Bitcoin is the Fed has to print, so now if the dollar drops, Bitcoin will drop. It might temporarily drop. That might be true. But you know what? In the higher term time frame, I think it will be... Jason Castro asks a question. A religious question. Do I believe in once saved, always saved? Oh my goodness, man. This is a technical analysis live stream, and now we're talking about biblical theology? This is crazy. Look, man, I don't know. I can't answer that question. I can't answer it, okay? I don't know. I'll tell you this. You could make a case for either side and then have to explain away Bible verses that contradict your view. So I take the whole, I don't know, man. Right? I'm not God. I don't know. Right? I don't think anybody can know. So, let's see. What else we got here? De Niro and Dero. What's that beat? Yeah, I know, right? This is a hot beat, right? Yeah, this is some good soundtrack right here. What do I think about Aptos, Gareth Childs? I think Aptos is apparently a good thing to have. I don't know, man. I haven't done any research on it, right? I haven't done any research on it. Put a split screen Bitcoin on the 1 hour NDXY. All right, Buddy Poppins. Shout out to Buddy Poppins. We are about to put on a split screen, the dollar and Bitcoin on the 1 hour for our man, Buddy Poppins. Man, look at that Bitcoin pump going absolutely crazy right now. All right, let's put on a split screen. Boom. And let's put on Bitcoin. And the dollar on the 1 hour. Okay, so Bitcoin and the dollar right now are actually looking kind of similar on the 1 hour, man. They're looking pretty similar. They're looking the exact same, right? They're looking the exact same. So I see what you're saying there, Buddy Poppins, about the dollar and the Bitcoin dumping together. They look literally the same. The only difference with the dollar is right now the dollar's got a bullish divergence here. Actually, the dollar has a pretty bullish divergence, if you know what I'm saying. And Bitcoin does not have the bullish div, but it does have a trigger. Has a trigger. Not a div, but a trigger. I see what you're saying there, my friend. Shout out to the Casper crew, man. Shout out to the Casper crew. Shout out to Unreal Cheats. How can I see the shorts and longs on the chart like you in the Delta cluster? I want to be able to see it. Uh-oh. It's JP is definitely not once saved, always saved. Bringing up the good old, the classic Hebrews 6 argument. In response, I give you the John 6, Romans 9 argument, bro. How you going to defend that one, man? All right, let's see what else we got here. Shout out to Crypto and Tech Guy. Says, thank you, Jason. I'm schlong now thanks to your videos. He says, brachot vetoda. Well, thank you. I'm glad to hear that you enjoy the content. Let's see here. What were we about to look at? What were we about to look at here? Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, shout out to the Casper crew. Shout out to the Casper crew. I know a lot of us were ready and prepared for the juicy short trade. That happened last night. Set up given in advance. Pretty dang juicy. And, if this is a bull run, it doesn't matter on altcoins. Bitcoin can range here, and two indeed, and Ethan runs can pump. That's true. That is true. Small headphones. You respect my small headphones? Thank you, man. You know, I've got some cheap Bluetooth headphones here as well. You know, I only wear cheap headphones, guys, because they always break on me, right? I'm not trying to get the expensive ones because what's the point, right? They always break on me. Am I long? Yes, I'm long, JR, but I'm long from the low of the range. I am looking to enter a long here, but I need some kind of an entry signal. I don't have an entry signal yet, okay? I don't have an entry signal yet. What I wanted to see was some kind of absorption, some kind of a retest. We might not get it, right? We might not get it. We might just pump from here. All right. We might just pump from here, guys. And that's okay with me because I'm in multiple longs. I'm ready to ride this thing to new highs, right? And I've been publicly bullish on YouTube. So if, you know, we don't pump from here, well, man, I'm going to have to backtrack and make a big deal about how I was so dang wrong. You know, I was so dang wrong. Man, shout out to everybody in the chat. You guys are amazing. Guys, make sure to like the dang stream. We got about 1,300 people in here. We got about 800 likes. Let's see if we can't get some more likes in here. That's true, Prince. The headphones break because they're the cheap ones, but I've broken the expensive ones too. Look, I go hard with my headphones, man. I go hard with them, all right? So they get muddy, they get wet, they get muddy, they get sweaty, they get gross. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Crypto Gideon. Says, bro, you can read Hebrew? Just blew my mind. Ken. Ani יודע עברית. All right. Service 9, bro. Look, man. Bro, I have not been testing as much as I should be, but bro, that's really good to hear. Okay. Service 9 working on some juicy stuff right now, some juicy indicators that are pretty much printing money over here for apparently. Whoever doesn't hit the like doesn't like free Bitcoin. Big headphones are for posers. What am I wearing? It's a hybrid right here. You know what I'm saying? It's a hybrid. Yuval, מה שלומך? הכל בסדר. תודה, אחי. All right. Now we got a whole bunch of people typing in some Hebrew stuff. Am I going to be eating matzah? Of course. Of course I'm going to be eating matzah. Are you crazy? Who doesn't eat matzah, man? Shout out to Aaron G in the chat. All right, the weekly value area low on Bitcoin. All right, what do you mean by the weekly value area low? Because there's no such thing as a time frame specific value area. Okay, this actually, wow, this is nice. This is nice right here. This is actually what I really would want to have rather to see here. Let's check out Market Cipher B quick. Right, let's check out Market Cipher B quick. Oh man, that money flow is looking thick, man. That money flow is looking thick. Okay, so we got to readjust our golden pocket here. We got to readjust our golden pocket just a little bit. So yeah, now I would still prefer a long from the 786 is looking pretty nice. Like actually a little bit lower than the golden pocket, but a little bit higher than the 786. Like right in this zone right here, it's where I would love to long if we can get a move down. But this 1 minute money flow might not grant us that gift, huh? Maybe if we can get a 6 minute trigger wave here to print to bring us down, and then we could get this nice little move here. You know, get that higher low. Then, you know, potentially that could be something good for us here. You know, right now this is just potentially a sideways range, so like we got to trade the range locally, right? That's how we're going to get a good entry here. No reason to FOMO into a long at this high. Even if we pump, it's not worth it, guys, because for every time we pump, there's 2 times, 3 times, 4 times we don't pump. You know what I'm saying? So it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Do I trade altcoins? I do sometimes, but you know what? Bitcoin is just the way to go, you know. Shout out to Cyrus Crypto. His wife started trading Bitcoin today, or just trading in general. Do I speak Arabic? No, I don't, but I would love to learn it, right? I just don't have it in me right now to learn another language. I was in a totally different place in life when I learned Hebrew. Right now, I mean, I don't have the time. More than that, I don't have the mental energy. By the time the day is done, I'm telling you, I'm not going to be absorbing Arabic. How did I get so shred? Just eat clean and trend hard, Jerry one, and you can get shredded. Do I like hummus? Of course. Who doesn't like? Does anyone not like hummus? Do I eat manna? Yeah, the monthly close is going to be juicy. I have 2 hats and 2 headphones. Yeah, 2 hats and 2 headphones. I'm actually only wearing 1 hat today. Shout out to the Casper crew, though. You got to represent. Let's eat a chicken now. You know, I just ate one of my own chickens last night. It tasted great, you know. And then this morning, when I ate breakfast, guess what? I had a chicken omelet with eggs and chicken produced on the homestead, man. That's the way to do it. We're retesting that weekly at resistance. Interesting. Interesting. What is hummus? It's ground up chickpeas with like olive oil and spices. You can put anything you want in it, man. It's basically just ground up some kind of bean and vegetable, man. Pureed. It's good. Do I wash my ass? I do. In fact, you know, I got one of those shower heads that come off, and I put that thing right back there and get a nice spray going on. Yep. There's a lot of Israelis here, huh? There's a lot of Israelis. Shout out to all my Israelis in the chat. What is going on? Do I wash my pee-pee? Yep, same exact thing. Got the shower head, pull it off, just spray it all on down there. You know? Do I get emotionally attached to my chickens? That's a good question. No, I don't. You know, I know this sounds heartless, but I literally look at them as just the chickens, you know? Like, if I have one or if I have 20, they're just the chickens out there. And they're always there. Even if one of them dies, I still have the chickens, right? And, you know, you got to separate yourself from that mentality of feeling like attachment to the animal. Like, look, you're taking good care of the animal, you're raising it well, it has a good life, but its purpose, you're raising it for a purpose, and that's to eat, right? So if anyone eats meat out there, I think everybody should slaughter an animal at least once to eat it, because if you eat meat and you've never witnessed or done that process, it's very easy to take your food for granted and not understand that actually a life had to be lost for you to eat. You know, you go out to the bar with your friend, get a beer, you get a 12-piece chicken wing split between you guys, you know, having a deep conversation. 6 chickens had to die for you to have those 12 chicken wings. Isn't that crazy, man? 6 chickens had to give up their life for you to have a beer with your friend and eat some chicken wings. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm waiting Clinton long to see if we get a little bit more downside too. That's what I was waiting for, man. So, like, I don't know if we're going to get that now because we're heading into power hour where New York closes. But I was looking to come down a little bit more to the golden pocket. You know, I was looking to come down to here. To this golden pocket right here. That's where I was actually looking to open up a freshie. But now I'm looking to open up a freshie if we can get a retracement with some kind of bullish absorption. All right? Yeah, if we can get a retracement with some bullish absorption, I'll open up a freshie, man. And if not, I'll just keep the trade I got going, right? And if we break out of this range, I might even add to this one here. Probably add to this one here, because I do add to my long trades. When we go on parabolic pumps, I just add a little, and just keep moving the stop loss. Because, you know, once you're in profit, you're in profit, if you know what I'm saying. Actually, we do name the animals, and when we eat them, we say, "Man, this animal tastes good." In fact, when we when we when we vacuum seal the chicken and put them in the freezer, we write the name on it so that we know which one it is. You know? How many eggs do I eat every day? Between 4 and 12, man. Between 4 and 12. I had a lot of eggs, okay? Between 4 and 12. Eating all that cholesterol, man. I live such a dangerous life, guys. I eat so much cholesterol. I spend so much time in the sun with no sunscreen. I should be dead right now from heart disease and skin cancer. I don't know how I'm still alive. Shout out to Dr. Blocks. He loves his chickens. He loves his rooster. Yeah, I love my roosters too, man. I love my roosters too. So some of my roosters are obviously designated breeders, right? So I got Sam Bankman fried chicken, Milkshake, and Big Shot. Those are the 3 roosters that I've selected for breeding purposes. The other ones I do name, but they get the old... You know what I'm saying? Speckles, man. Speckles. He was a good tasting rooster. Shout out to Daniel. It's midnight, but he can't sleep because a cricket gets into your room and chirps all night. Oh my goodness, Daniel, that's the worst. I've had that happen to me before, my friend. I've had that happen to me before. Do I eat my... we raise meat chicken. We raise them specifically for meat, Juan. We've got egg chickens and then we've got meat chickens. So what we do is we hatch a whole bunch of eggs. We eat all the roosters, some of the hens we save and keep for laying, and we basically replace our hens. We'd like to have between like 30 to 40 chickens at all times. So if some of our hens get eaten, they get lost, they die, whatever, you know, we'll just replace them. Do I like a carnivore diet? You know what? I could never do that, right? I could never do that. And I could never do that, right? Oh, Ellie says that the eggs cholesterol crap is fake news. Man, I don't know. I was watching the TV the other night. TV told me shouldn't be eating those eggs. In fact, not only do they cause heart attacks, but they also now, eating eggs can cause strokes and blood clots, I hear now, is the new thing. So I got to be real careful with that, you know. I was thinking of just getting rid of all my chickens, you know, switching over to only fake meats, you know, Beyond Burgers and stuff like that. Very low cholesterol. All right, let's see what we got here. How do you know if an egg has a chick in it? Well, if you get the eggs every day, there's not going to be a chick in it. Yeah, and we hatch our eggs in an incubator, so we don't hatch them under the hen. You know what I'm saying? So you don't consume sugar or alcohol? I typically don't eat any sugar. If I'm going to eat sugar, it's going to be honey or molasses. But that's rare. And alcohol also, if I'm going to consume it, is very rare. But you know, look, everything in moderation. But in general, I don't have that stuff in the house. That's not true. I have whiskey and beer in the house right now, and wine. Yeah, but I don't drink it a lot. I don't drink it a lot. That's right. I was thinking of switching to bugs. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking of switching to bugs. It's just so much more sustainable. You know? Yeah, grow only soy. Yeah. Oh, man. You guys are cracking me up. Are they Pfizer? Yes. Pfizer eggs don't cause blood clots, though. They keep you nice and healthy. Is this my full-time job? What do you mean by this? What do you mean by this? Like, being a YouTuber or a trader? I would say both. Shout out to Surface 9. He says, gotta bounce. Hit me up when you're ready for a screen share. All right. Thank you, Surface 9, man. Yeah, we'll have to do it probably next week or sometime. I'll hit you up, man. God bless you, bro. Have a good day. Man, we got a lot of people in chat right here. God bless you all, man. Thank you guys so much for being here. It really, I can't. I'm so humbled that so many people would sit and listen to me talk about chickens and eggs here, and maple syrup. That's right. We eat maple syrup too, right? Shout out to Big Butts 28. Big Butts 28, are you listening to the stream right now? I like Big Butts 28. She's sneaking around this. Yeah, she's listening. Yeah, she's listening. She's my biggest fan. All right. Shout out to Amir from Iran, man. God bless you, bro. Thank you so much for being here. Do I prefer weed? Well, that's a funny question. I don't really partake in cannabinoids. I don't, you know. I don't have nothing against it. I used to be quite the avid partaker myself, but it's just not. It's not something I do anymore. You know. Am I thinking to open a new trade now? Can I explain what is a time point of control and a previous day equilibrium? Okay, so I am not, yes, I am looking to open up a new trade now if we get some kind of an entry here. And right now, I don't have an entry here, guys. Like, I was hoping for somewhat of a retracement here. Let's see what happens. Like, the next resistance we have is going to be this level right here. So let's see if we get a rejection from this level. And then I am looking for a long trade. I'm looking for a long. Don't know if I'm going to get one. Maybe something like this. Right? Yep, that's exactly what we would want, actually. That's exactly what we would want, actually. I would want to... Yeah, yep, that's what I would want to do. Let's see if we get something like that. You know, I need some kind of an entry signal. What is a previous day equilibrium and a naked time point of control? Okay, so a time point of control is where did Bitcoin spend the most time? Okay, where did Bitcoin spend the most time? So in order to find that out, we need to go to a special chart called a TPO chart. Okay, a time price opportunity chart. This is showing us, instead of a volume profile, this is showing us where did the price spend the most time, not where did the most Bitcoin exchange hands, but where did it spend the most time. Okay, so right down here from the day of March 27th, this white line that's extending out here, right? This is the time point of control for Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin spent the most time at the price of 26,975. So this can be an area of support. If we come down here, we have a naked TPO. I call it a TPO. That's not the right term for it. It really is a time point of control. And then the volume point of control, like the TPO chart is actually giving you two profiles here. It's giving you a time profile on the left and a volume profile on the right. And so the volume point of control is a little bit lower than the time point of control, right? But they can both be good levels to use. And so today we can see that today Bitcoin spent the most time at 28,575, right? But the most volume was 28,550. So it's right around that same area. But a lot of times you'll notice if there's a discrepancy between the time point of control and the volume point of control, then price will actually fill the discrepancy. So if like for a certain day, like the volume point of control is way down here, but then price starts to form a time point of control up at the top, it might come back down to test the volume point of control or vice versa. So they're both good levels to be using. So Bitcoin's getting a pump right now, pretty big pump. Let's see if we are going to get our plans playing out here. Looks like no. Looks like our plans are not going to play out here, guys. Looks like we're just going to pump right from here. Let's see, though. I mean, we might lose the level. This is the next area of resistance that we have, this local support resistance flip. But, you know, as we head to 4 p.m., I'm getting less bearish and more bullish, guys. I'm getting less bearish and more bullish. So... shout out to Jakub Bleen. Could have bought Bitcoin for $1 and not give it a nothing, but now it very depends. Yeah, you're right. You're right, man. You're absolutely right. Okay, well. If Big Butts 28 became a little bit smaller Butts 27, would you still feed her farm-raised chicken and let her eat fresh-grown vegetables, or would you put her into a cage? I will love Big Butts 28 regardless of the size of her gluteus maximi, Dave Digital. She's always going to be eating the farm fresh chicken here. All right, guys, I got to head out. But man, God bless you all. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I'm humbled that so many people would watch the stream. May the Lord bless you. May he protect you. May he shine light upon you. May he have grace upon you. May the Lord turn his face towards you all and give you wholeness in Jesus' name. And I'll see everybody in the next stream. Peace.